Hello, hello.
Bonjour.
How's it going, Noah?
Good, and you?
Good, good. How's everyone doing? Long time no see. Ignacio, Chixologist, the usual suspects I see. Very nice. How's your Friday, Noah? What are you drinking?
Water, water, tab water.
It's 1:30 p.m. in Montreal, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was something else flowing.
Yeah, no, good, doing good. It's a nice day. We have a nice view with all the orange leaf from the office, so that's nice. We got the Explore 2.0, 2.0, 2.0 at the office too. So we've been writing it, taking it apart, training the team. So that's been pretty cool as well. And next week we are expecting new prototypes, which is uh, very exciting too. So it's an
Mhm.
exciting end of the week. What about you?
That does sound exciting. And you still have some decent riding weather in Montreal. You may be one of the last places in Canada where it's still rideable, especially seeing that Calgary got snow last week. That's pretty crazy, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, Calgary is always the first one, I think. So
Yeah. No, all good, all good. Same as you, actually. Just thinking about some bigger projects for next year. Some exciting projects for next year. Um, I think this year was kind of interesting because we finally took a lot of like chances on the marketing side, whether it was different videos or like the writing challenges, and things worked out really really nicely. So I think we have a lot of good ammunition to package it into even more exciting initiatives next year. But obviously, it all goes back to what are our customers writing, right? At the end of the day, everything comes back to that one point, which is what are people writing. And I think next year is going to be a bit of a shake-up, no, in terms of what people are writing.
yeah, I mean, same model as now, but the new one, I guess. So,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, I guess we haven't announced anything yet, so we'll probably have to wait until we do it in a structured way. But there's some really cool stuff I was working on. Decided to reveal it to everybody. And on the subject of new models, how is the Explorer holding up? You said you took it apart, you put it back together.
yeah. We trained. We trained the team actually this week on it, like the entire team, to be sure that like every customer service agent knows how to take it apart completely and put it back together. So that's new. Usually we don't do that. We send them the videos, but now everyone was in the office, so that was pretty cool. And I think they really got to appreciate how much easier it is to fix it if needed. To take can take the direction apart, take the bearings out and everything, even the battery compartment. It's optimized for repair and assembly, which is now if it's easier to assemble, usually it's easier to repair. Um, so that's been cool, and we had the beta testing also this week, which Martin is in it in this chat. And yeah, I am in Montreal, TFMG, and the beta testing's been going really well so far. The scores. So we asked. There's a suite of questions that we ask people to rate every like component and the box and the packaging and the setup guide, like a bunch of things from 1 to 5. And so far the score is pretty high. There's three things maybe that were a bit lower, but still it's one of the highest we've done. I think the highest ever
Yeah,
is the Phantom 2.0 Stellar Edition. Like people were just like,
yeah.
"What the fuck?" It's ridiculous. The scooter, the packaging, the power, and just the finish. But for definitely for an affordable scooter, is the highest so far. Um, so that's been going really well, and everybody is chugging along. We asked them to do I think 750 kilometers, and everyone is doing it. And we even started internal like a challenge leaderboard like we have on our website for people to compete between them. And so far, I think it's Justin, the first one. So no, it's cool.
Yeah,
It's a
so I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but I'm sharing basically the results of the
I think we would see
data.
it.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, so we can say everything is above 4, so that's good. That's what we're looking for usually. And the thing that are lower, it's the drum brake at 3.57. There's two reasons. It's a single brake system, so it's not as strong as, let's say, a dual brake system, drum brake too. And we put it for the better production. We put it less on like on the looser side. It's not loose, but not as stiff as it could be because well, it's a front drum brake, right? So we didn't want to lock the wheel and people flipping over. And also, some of the beta are just on the heavier side too. You know, they're big boys, so so that's why. But overall, people still like the drum brake, and they don't really use it. Under lights, so underbody lights is the first time we add those kind of lights under our scooter, and we did this because it was something that other people mentioned for other brand that they like, you know, but it's not really our style usually. So we added them, but people mentioned that, you know, it's almost, you know, you have the beautiful light on the stem and the fender, you know, they're smooth and they're crazy, those light. Having it like those two spots under the body can feel a bit underwhelming, you know. It's the only light that's not as smooth as all the rest of the scooter. So they say that they liked it, but they would prefer if it was a strip rather than
Hmm.
a bulb. So, well, okay, that's fair. And the deck folding mechanism is just, I think people. So I think 70% of the beta testers are beta testers that test pretty much all our models. You know, so some of them have the CD that we were testing when we wanted to launch a new one, the Phantom 2.052, the 60 volt, even the Go. So they're all used to having the very nice deck latch, you know, with the button. So this one is the same as the current City. So they were like, okay, you know, it works, but we know that it could be better, you know. So that's what they mentioned here. Uh,
Hmm.
but if we
So high
focus,
expectations.
yeah, they have a high expectation, which is fair. But the rest, you know, the packaging quality, you know, perfect. The stem light, perfect. And we had our fair share of the issue with both of them launching products. So it's great to see that now it's lovely. You
Yeah.
know, the setup process was very straightforward. And yeah, as you can see too, all the lights basically on it, people love it. So no, it's good. It's good. And this is
Yeah.
just half of it. The other half's going to be in 3 weeks, I think. So this is just an initial result of the survey.
Yeah, it's great to see that some of the points that were I guess rating a little lower on even the higher performance scooters, like headlight, you know, on the pros, like famously the kind of a disappointment, right? People are expecting it to be stronger. So now we're able to address that even on the lower price point scooters. And things like this is also quite surprising to me. Region braking, considering it's one motor, it still rates so high in terms of
Mm.
its I guess efficiency, which is great to see. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we're gonna
seems like
post
this
a
is
video this
overall a
weekend.
glowing review.
We're gonna post a video this weekend that we test. It's a comparison video versus the Explorer and the Explorer versus the Go. The Go, yeah. And we see like we do a brake test of mechanical and regen, and we can see the difference between dual motor regen versus single. You know, that's where the Go
Mhm,
shine.
mhm.
It is stronger, but yeah, this one we shoot so much current with this controller. You know, 1600 watt. It means that we can basically do the same in the opposite in regen. So it's still very strong for a single motor.
Yeah, fair enough. No, it's exciting. And do you want to share an update on the deliveries? When are people expecting to get them?
I'm not. I, I don't even remember the exact date. Let's
Okay, yeah, you don't mean to put you on the spot.
October.
It's basically it's the second week of November, if I recall correctly, that we're
Very,
delivering. So we're shipping it out the first week of November.
yes, yes, and I think the US is a bit sooner than Canada, right?
Yeah, I think so too.
But yeah, so
Almost
all
there.
really good. Yes. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe we can go to the questions.
Yeah. Do you want to tell people what you're working on in the meantime? Like, what's just without revealing any details? What's like the next thing to look out for from Apollo?
So, you know, this is the Explorer 2.0, right? And we have the Phantom 2.0, right? So we are entering the second generation of our lineup, and we're working to make it across the board on everything. So everything that's not 2.0, you can expect it to be 2.0. There's no 3.0 though yet. So, you know, the Phantom 2.0, I'm not making a 3.0, but all the rest of the models, we're working to bring them up to date. and they're going to be beautiful. It's not going to be for now though, so it's going to be, well into next year. But I think we're going to be able to start showing them soon, and we're getting those prototypes across the board end of this month and next month. So yeah, it's very exciting. If you want to do the beta program, those ones are going to be sick. So you can just ask for customer service and fill out the form for it. It's going to fill up pretty quickly, I think. But yeah, this, and we're working to make a bunch of improvement, and also on the software side, like there's a couple of things that's going to change there as well. The mobile application 2, it's in beta testing already, the V4 of the mobile application, but in a closed group. We're going to open it around end of November, I think. So if you want to try the new app, it's really good. It's quicker. It's about 30% of the line of code of the current app with the same features. So we were able to remove a lot of spaghetti code, as a Christian would call it.
Sweet. Nice. Okay. All right. So you want to tackle the questions?
Yes.
Okay. News on City 2025. I think that's already been indirectly addressed. The news is sign up to our newsletter and join the beta testing.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Did you take the rake angle into account for the Explore?
Oh yes, well, of course, all the. So the first thing we do, we basically have an internal, I guess, schematic that we draw all the lines of the scooter, and we calculate when you are on it and the wheel raise, basically, like how it's going to change the right angle, because it does change because the wheel move with the suspension. So yes, it's taken care of. And as we saw in one of the question in the graph that Matt was showing before, is the stability at high speed and how safe do you feel on the scooter. It's pretty good. And it is capped at 40 kilometers per hour. I wouldn't go on with the Explorer at 85 like we go on the Phantom 2.0. But yeah, it's stable, it's agile, so it's pretty good.
Can you just actually explain a lot, like where does stability at high speed come from? Like, is it just a single thing, like you design a scooter specific while it has it, or is it like a combination of different things? And if so,
it's definitely a combination of a lot of things. It's not just as easy as making a nice geometry. And basically, you take the angle of the stem here. It's useful to have it in the background, and you go in a straight line to the middle of the wheel like this. And basically, you want, and then you draw. It's complicated to explain. With a graphic, there's a calculation of like the center of the wheel versus where the angle of the stem is gonna end if you draw a straight line, and you want the distance between those 2 points to be as big as possible, and that's gonna create. It's going to remove stem speed wobble. So when you go fast, it's not going to start doing this. But there is a price to pay for this. The bigger this distance is, the less easy it is to turn. So that's why, like on big motorcycle like Harley, right? You really need, or even like the Segway G2, you really need to lean when you turn because of this. So they are stable at high speed, but it's like you feel like you're driving a boat almost, right? So yeah, you need to find the right balance between the two. So that's one part of it. The second part is, when you go on the scooter, the whole body goes down and the wheels stay in place, right? So you can imagine this calculation change depending on the weight that you are on the scooter, like what's going to be your bottom line, basically. And lastly, it's the type of bearing that we use. There's bearings that you cannot apply. So bearings, why? Because you can tighten the direction, and then the more you tighten the direction, the stiffer it's going to be when you turn. So it feels more stable, but there's types of bearings that you cannot apply too much pressure just because of like the structure of the bearing. If you apply too much pressure, it's just going to feel like shit to turn. So you want to try to choose the right type of bearing with a cup that's going to press on the structure of the bearing rather than the individual balls in them. So you can still have a stiff feeling, but you don't feel every like tack, 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 every ball in the bearing. So it's a lot of stuff. And it's something we get better and better at. But it's a real science, this thing.
Yeah, man. And it kind of makes you wonder, like, I guess, does every scooter manufacturer approach it with like this level of specificity, or do you just kind of YOLOing their way through designs, and sometimes they end up with stable scooters, and sometimes not so
For
much.
sure, 100%. And you see some of them, they just straight up abandon it when it's not stable enough. I remember, who's that? Somebody mentioned the Kikarin, right?
Yeah,
But
G4.
yeah,
Yeah.
I remember. I think that's what happened to Voro when they wanted to release the Roadster, the original one. You know, the Roadster they have right now. It's not the original one. And they add like two steering dampener, right? One on each side. Or you see, it's still some
Mm.
brands doing that, right? And it's like that. Usually, that's you try to compensate for the geometry that you did not calculate at the beginning. And sometimes too, you have scooters going 140 kilometers per hour, right? 100 miles an hour. It's like, yeah, maybe you do need two steering dampeners, right? Like whatever amount of geometry you're gonna put on that, it's just so fast, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
long story short, and even us, it's like every model that we release, we improve on this. We always discover new things, so it's a moving science.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. Okay. Why does the Explorer have a protruding battery deck design? Is it steel or aluminum?
Steel. This box under it's a steel box stem, and why? I guess we need to fit the battery somewhere, and it's a tubular design, right? So this whole frame here, it comes out of a machine that folds it, so it's a straight rod of a straight bar of steel, and it comes out, and the machine do zip 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 like this, and it comes out as one piece, and then we need to we weld a plate in the middle and a bunch of bracket to fit this box design that we put under, and that's just how we can do it. There's
Mhm. Easy. Okay, from Hans, are the smart chargers now available for the Phantom Stellar?
It's on the website, yeah. So it should be. I think Canada or US. They should be there for both because I was commenting to the website team about the pictures this week. So the pictures of check the picture of the 52 volt. It should be the same now for the 60 volt. So it's going to give you an idea. But yeah, they are. And if they are not in stock, they are about to be delivered at the warehouse because yeah, they're coming. But I do believe they're both in stock. Yes.
And there's a follow-up question about the stem and also a charging outlet. Will a charging outlet be possible on the screen box of the Stellar, like on the display? I think
I
that's
don't
what
see
Hans
that.
means. Hans, maybe you can clarify what you mean by the charging outlet on the screen box.
On the screen, where is it? On the smart shoe charger
1036.
is the stem for the Stellar available. The stem for the Stellar will be I guess the new one. It depends. Hans, if you pre-ordered it, yeah, you can get this one. We're gonna have it, I think, in around November. If you got it from the not pre-order, you should already have the upgraded stem. And would a charging outlet be possible on the screen box of the Stellar? It's a good question. Yeah, maybe if you can rephrase it. I don't understand. Okay, from Lewis, he says upgraded turn signal for the Pro. Yeah, the Pro is that beautiful scooter. For now it's there's no plan to update anything on the Pro, so turning signal included. The current one would fit if you buy the one from the Phantom. In theory, you can plug them. If you are like a little bit DIY, you're gonna need to drill a little hole because they hold with screws. The new one, instead of the Pro, it's just like a jammed in. So if you are willing to drill a little hole under, you can use the Phantom one. I think it's the same connector too, so it should work. Okay. Martin, which is testing the Explorer 2.0, is saying that the deck folding is fine. So the magnetic safety piece is nicer than other ones. Yeah. So on the headset, I think that's what he's referring to. On the headset, it's the hook is stiffer than usual because on some models it's easy. You take a big bump, sometimes it goes out. But now now it's stiff. The tolerance are very high of this part, so it does feel good. TFMG said, would you ever consider an active cooling system for the controller or a motor like fan liquid cooling system? So if you want to see one on the CES video, is it CES? No, Eurobike. I went in June, I think. There is, I think it's from Kukurin. I think it's from Cookerin. You have motor that are cooled and controller that is cooled with a bunch of holes. So it was very nice to see. So you should go check it out. And for us, absolutely not, because we don't have any issue of overeating with our new model. It's just like phenomenal. And if you go look into the comparison video on YouTube, that I climb a hill with Alex and Gerenzo. We compared the Phantom 60 volt versus the Pro versus the Phantom 52 volt. And the funny thing is that the 60 volt climbs twice as fast and run twice as cool. And the reason why it's because it's the Mach 3 technology overall, right? And the Mach 3 technology, it's how we do the PCB. So basically, long story short, look, if your controller is overheating, it's because you're not using the right components. Our controllers, we just pay so much money for them, and like we add layers on the PCB board itself. And the more layers you have on the PCB, the better you can transfer the energy and have like less heat loss. So long story short, all our future models, we will have this kind of technology in it, which is going to run even cooler. No, I don't plan to add cooling. There is things that we could add, like vapor chamber, like they have in phone, and we found a company doing that, and it's pretty cheap and sick. So you basically have some water that becomes vapor, and it cools down the controller. So we could do that just for the sake of doing it, just because it's cool. But it's very good right now, our thermal management. And we are about to have a new motor technology too that we're gonna show in one of our future model, which should also help the motor cooling. So stay tuned. From Chaudrologist, the regen is so good, I had to unadjust the rear disc brake on my other scooter just to stop smoothly. Yes, the regen is very good. From Steven Stairs, I think from Verdun in Montreal. What's next? You will be able to come at the office and check it out. Chow Jula just saying I'm getting my Phantom 3.0. There's no Phantom 3.0. It's not even in my head. Like there's nothing. Yeah, like we said, there's going to be a 2.0 version of the whole lineup. Like that's what we can say. Again, don't hold your breath, and it's going to take a while. And when we do, we're going to do like we always do. We're going to show you the first prototype, the second one, the third one, the fourth one. So don't expect it to be available for Black Friday. We're so far from this. When is the Pro Stem coming back in stock from Rumble? So what we're going to do for the Pro Stem, we pass the order with the supplier, and there's two things. This one, it's a difficult one because, as you know, we no longer produce the Pro, right? So to just order the stem, you have MOQs basically when you order parts, right? The supplier is going to tell you, well, you need 1,000 stem, and we're like, I'm not going to order 1,000 stem. So there's two options. The first one is either our factory manager go drink with the supplier and try to convince them, which is usually how business is done in China. Or the second option would be that we repurpose the latest Phantom stem to fit on the Pro. So this is what we are looking into right now. So we're about to find I've been on this case for 3 weeks now. So it's not we're not just letting that go. We're gonna have the stem. Exactly when, I don't know, but it's something that we talk about every week. So it's there's currently 3 back orders for stem, so it's not a widespread issue or whatever. And from my understanding, the only reason why people change stem on the Pro is because they were like in an accident, or maybe even I saw some people ordering the stem because the stem was loose, but it's just a folding mechanism adjustment, and at the worst, changing the folding latch. But the stem really, there's no stem failure on the Pro, so I don't know. Okay, from Chaudrologist, preferably with solid state battery. Yeah, I think, solid state, I don't know, but I know there's new technologies and batteries that they're using in phone, which is carbon, what is it? Carbon, I don't remember the name, but there's a new kind of technology, and that's why, I think the Xiaomi latest phone, they're able to have a 50% bigger battery than the iPhone for the same size. carbon hydrate, something like that, almost carbohydrate. But for the battery right now, if I had to change it, it wouldn't be for something like this. It would be just, I think, bigger format of cell. Like, right, cheap scooters use 18650, premium scooters use 21700, a bit bigger cell. And the latest thing in the electric cars, and even us, what we could get is 46 950, I think. So like one cell is like a soup can, right? Can of soup. So it's not easy to fit it in the scooter, but basically with let's say you have the same amount of capacity with scientists with 6 times less cells. So usually I need 30 cells to do no. Let's say usually I would need I would need 60 cell to do a 30 Ah pack. Let's say for the Go in 36 volt, I need 60 little cells, right? Right now I would need 10 of them. So it uses the same space, right?
So is there
Maybe
any advantage to it then if you're using the same space?
well, it's actually a bit smaller, but it's just the scooter need to be designed to fit like it could be one row of 10 cell like this, right? So with this it would be smaller, but the advantage is that it's more compact. It's actually cheaper than if you compare it to, like, let's say Samsung 21700. And the discharge is insane. I have 10 cell and I'm able to discharge as much as let's say the Phantom 2.0 52 volt 60 amp out of it. So and apparently the life cycle is between 1,000 1,500, which usually for a regular cell is 3 to 600. It depends.
Are these cells dramatic? Like, is one cell, is the price for one cell the same as like 10 of these, or 5, 6? Yeah,
exactly. It's the same. It's the same. And that's what Tesla is using in the Cybertruck, obviously, right? The new kind of big cell. And that's what BMW is using right now. So there is very nice innovation in battery. It's shocking. Just when we started versus now, it's like it's crazy. It's crazy the difference. So for now, for the new models, same technology as cell as we're using now, and we did something that you're gonna see to offer more range, but the fundamental of the battery is gonna stay the same for now. From Wambler. So maybe what you can do is to write to CX, because I don't know your real name, and I'm sure we have a pro stem. I still have some pros for parts, so I'll look into it. I'll look into if we can send you a stem. Maybe just write to Enzo and say that it was said that in the podcast. Okay. Perfect. Is the Export 2.0 only digitally limited 25 miles per hour? Yes, it could be more than that. Clearly, from the video you're gonna see Saturday or Sunday when it released on YouTube, it could be more than that. Right now, it's limited to that. And when you make a scooter, you need to make a choice. Is it torque optimized or is it top speed optimized? This is amount of winding in the motor. And for the Explorer, I said torque. I said optimize it for torque, and top speed, it's okay at 40 kilometers per hour. But usually, a 48-volt scooter, a single motor, you can go to 45, even sometimes 50 kilometers per hour. And that's what you get. But for now, it's locked and it's going to stay locked. So would a charger built into the scooter be handy? Just drive up to an outlet and plug in. Power supply is built in. So Segway is doing that. Segway, they have the box built in the scooter. On one side, very, very useful, right? Because you just need to carry basically a cable like this that's going to connect into the scooter. On the other side, they did have issues with that, like it's known online. So when you need to charge your scooter and this is broken, well, the customer need to go inside the scooter to replace the charger, which most of you don't open the scooters, you send it to repair. So it's handy, but when it breaks, it sucks. So I think for me, that's not the ideal flow. The ideal flow is a kind of USB-C charging, something like that. That you can use your MacBook, computer charger, maybe even like the phone, depending on the limitation. But having USB-C, that is now a law, right, for all the phone and I think even laptop use, at least in Europe and now in the US soon. That would make more sense than having a built-in custom charging box that just augment the cost of my BOM as well. Quick, the long rant about it, but that's what I think of it. Do you think we'll see more steel frame in the future? Yeah, I think steel. All Segway scooters are steel, at least as far as I know. I think it's the cheapest way to do it with and offer the highest amount of strength. Will everyone move towards that? I don't know. Even us right now, we are not doing that. Like the new models, the second generation, they're all aluminum, um, and it's just, I guess, a design philosophy, right? Our scooters, if you take them apart, right, what you see from the outside is the part, right? That's the frame. It's exposed right there, right? If you look at, I keep coming back to Segway because it's a good example of this. If you look at Segway on YouTube now, they have pretty good repair video. You look at them taking apart the G2, right? The GT2, sorry, from last year, the big model. You're like, yo, it's a lot of makeup on that frame. Like, so it's just not what I want to do. And to be honest, we're not good enough to make a big plastic casing like this to cover all of this, right? So it's just a different philosophy. And aluminum is way lighter than steel, way lighter. This one, if we made it the same structure in aluminum, it would be under 50 pounds, and right now we're at 60. So it's something to consider as well. But so far, the Explorer, it's crazy what the result we get from the rig testing with this. So yeah, it's great. Okay. I always thought so from DRGB. I always thought my Beta Pro was more than adequately powered, but my Stellar put it to shame. I've tamed this dragon and love the power. Now I want more. Yeah, the Stellar is it's insane. Same thing. Everyone here was like, "Oh, the Pro, it's so powerful." And then you try the Stellar, and you're like, "Yo, that's too much. It's too much. It's too much. We're not." So if from Chow, I really meant 3.0, not a typo, and I'm waiting till then I join my current one. Nice. From Christopher Ray, he's our loyal servant at Apollo. Not sure what's more stylish, the new Explorer or the new glasses. This is a gift from the factory, and they get tainted under the sunlight, which I've never liked, to be honest. I always thought it was a bit loser. You get inside and it's tainted, stuff like that. But it gives us style, right? It looks like almost a bit purple now. It's like, So, and you can see like the middle. This is very Chinese frame on the side. But nonetheless, thank you to the factory for this, and thank you, Chris, for noticing it. There are fake glasses. You've already stated that the region on the Stellar has been detuned for safety reason. Could you rev it up a little bit closer to my Beta Pro? Maybe. For now, I'm not going to touch it because it's like that. The Stellar is a phenomenal result, right? There is no controller failure, no motor failure. Like everything is perfect. I don't want to change a winning recipe. So right now I'm really focusing on the 52 volt. There's the firmware need to be reflash for people to ensure there's basically a bug in it. For the 60 volt, maybe next year we can make it stronger, but for now it's that's what it is. You get your hydraulic brakes, so enjoy them, I guess. All right, we're almost there. TFMG carbon silicone. Yes, thank you, Mike. That's it. Crazy new technology. Crazy. TFMG, I'm wondering if it could be helpful to product businesses like yours where parts can be manufactured on demand and not on bulk order. I'm working on manufacturing on demand. Yeah, for sure. I think the challenge with this is the mold, right? So let's say for the stem, for example, it's a good example. The stem is an extrusion mold, right? So you cannot do that with CNC, basically, right? So you need, I guess, as far as I know, maybe there's other ways. But for part like this, it's a bit more challenging. And it's the other parts that goes with it. Like for the stem, we have the stem light that's in it. So right there, it's a bunch of mold. And you have the complete assembly of the folding mechanism that's welded to it, right? And this is a die-casted part, right? And you have the hook on the folding mechanism, which another 5 mold, just for this. So you could see all of it, but then you need to do the heat treatment, right? And so it's a lot. right now it's we need to find solutions for this, which we will have. We will be offering a 3D printed library, but for parts like this, it's yeah. Please reach out to me if you have solution for this, and made in the US would be sick. Eloi, you look like a beautiful blueberry muffin. Well, I'll take that. I'll take that. My mom told me the same thing yesterday. So, a long time ago, USB-C charging will make it way more sense. Yes. Any chance you'll get all-terrain or winter tire for the Explorer? So it fits. You know, on the Explorer, we made the gap big enough between the fender and the tire to fit knobby tire. It is 10-inch, so you should be able to fit most of it. I don't know how well it's going to fit on the wheel and the motor. Yeah, this render is wrong. Huh? Front motor and the so yeah, you can. Will we be offering it? We should, but right now we don't. But you can get them. It's regular 10-inch tire. So I think, like, let's say the CT1 would be a bit too wide for this motor. But what's a good 10-inch off-road? There's a bunch on Amazon. Like they call it hybrid tire usually. You know. So yes, you can try. Let us know. I think that's all. Do you have anything else to add?
No, all good. If anyone's looking for a scooter, we are starting Black Friday in early November, so stay tuned for those deals. There's some good ones coming your way. Otherwise, I think one thing we've been talking about a while is just doing like an actual Apollo Innovation Day where we announce everything that's new for next year. So let us know if you'd like to do, if you'd like to see something like that, where we talk about the products, the software, basically all the changes that are happening in Apollo ahead of next year. That sounds interesting. We can put something together. But aside from that, thank you everyone for tuning in. Oh wow, you look like a beautiful blueberry. So enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Blueberry muffins, actually.
Blueberry muffin. That's right.
Thank you. Have a good weekend, everyone.
And see you guys next time. Bye.